Hi guys, welcome back. So the video today is going to be actually very short and sweet, and it's going to be all about a soft color wash on your eyelids. I have found that as I've gotten older, I don't really love eyeshadow. It's just not something that is really making me feel more youthful. It's not something that's making me feel prettier, and I just don't like it in general. I think that eyeshadow, once you're over 40, isn't the best. Now, if you love eyeshadow, then you just keep on trekking. You just love it. And that's great. I fully support that. But if you're somebody who just is feeling like it's not doing what it did for you when you were maybe a little bit younger, then I have a tip for you, and I have a really great little idea that I think will change the way you look at it. As we've gotten older, that we end up having discoloration, maybe some broken capillaries, little veins, sunspots, freckles, whatever they might be. So you might not feel like your eyelids are balanced enough to not have something on it. So if that's how you feel, then I'm going to show you how I create a soft wash for my eyes that give just the smallest amount of color and coverage without having that heaviness that I think can come with powder eyeshadows. So, but we have them. We have a ton of powder eyeshadows, right? If you're like me, then you just accumulated a lot of them over our lifespan. And I don't think that they really ever go bad. I don't know, maybe they do. But what I'm gonna do is show you how to use them up instead of tossing them out. I'm going to use a color today called Oak. Any of the colors that I'm listing today and the BALM I'm going to be using are listed below, so you can go grab them. These are very inexpensive. They're magnetic. They will go inside of a magnetic compact, so you can build your compact out however you want. Okay, so like I said, this one is Oak, and I'm going to be using a product that's called BALM, and I'm going to turn the powder eyeshadow into a sheer wash for my eyelids. The first thing I'm going to do is take a scoop of the BALM, and I listed the BALM in the comments below so that you guys could get this same exact one. For some reason, I tried this with a couple other things and I didn't quite get the same impact. So I do recommend this BALM. I'm not really sure why it's better, but it just honestly is working so much better. So you can see that I have just a little bit on my hand there. Now I use a guitar pick, but you honestly could use literally anything to do this. So just find something that's got like a little bit of a, I don't know, like something you can dig into your powder. So I don't want to like dig hard. All I want to do is scrape the top of my powder eyeshadow until I get like a small little pile of it, just like that. And then I'm going to take my brush and I'm gonna stick it into that pile so that I have the powder, the loose powder, densely packed onto my brush, just like this. And what I'm gonna do is just take this powder mixture and blend it all together to make a little bit of a wash. And I'm going to take this brush after I'm done, and I'm gonna use a compact because I actually don't have a mirror in front of me. I just thought about how I do this and was like, oh my gosh, I should share this with you guys. Okay, so then I take the color and I'm just going to wash it completely onto my eyelid. I'm gonna do both so that they're even, and then I'll blend out a little bit more because I don't really want to make more color. I just wanna use the small amount that I did in order to make this wash. So I'll just kind of go back and forth on both of these eyes. Now, the thing with this coloring is that it's kind of more of a wash. It's not thick, it has a lot less opacity. So it's just a pretty color, and it doesn't crease or texture because it's just so sheer, and it's just more of a wash. Depending on the way your eyelids are shaped, you can kind of adjust the way you're applying it. I'm just going to take it right up to my crease, and I could just smoke a little bit of it underneath my eyelid here just to kind of like unify those. But it really just gives that wash of color. I find that the BALM keeps your eyelid very hydrated without being the exact formula of a cream, because I do think that some formulas of creams will crease a lot deeper of color. This is very much a sheer wash. But I will show you one other thing that you could do if you are semi-worried about your eyelids creasing. From this point, you could take a powder and use, this is another powder eyeshadow. This one is Rome. And I would take my ring finger and maybe just tap it lightly into the powder itself and go right in, sorry, I don't want to cover you, go right in the center of my eyelid and just kind of tap it out, where that would be where the most creasing would probably happen, at least for my eye shape. You could kind of do this a little bit differently dependent on your own eye shape, but this little bit will kind of have a smidge of powder without being really shimmery or glittery. I'm not into that when you're over 40, but that's my personal preference. Okay, so that is exactly how I turn any of my powder eyeshadows into a sheer wash that I can still be wearing and using up my eyeshadows without doing big glamorous eyeshadow looks. It's just not something that I love. So if you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I have some really great tutorials on mature makeup and a really fun one for a summer makeup look as well, because we're getting into that season where makeup is going to start melting. So check those out. Be sure to subscribe. And if you want any of these colors or the balm to do this with your own eyeshadows, everything is linked below. Thanks again. Bye guys.